People always say that music is a gift. It's this incredible language that somehow speaks directly to all of us, connecting people no matter where they're from. And in a world that can feel pretty complicated, that's a really powerful thing. But think about it, there are millions and millions of songs out there. It's like this huge ocean of sound. So how do we even begin to find our way around? How do we find the stuff that we love and, tell our friends about it? Well, it all starts with language, with giving things a name.
So let's dive into that. We're going to start with the basic framework that we all use, probably without even thinking about it, to organize this world of music. Yep, it all comes down to how we categorize it.
And the main tool we have for that is, of course, the genre. But a genre is so much more than just a label you see on a playlist. It's really a shared understanding. It sets certain expectations and helps us talk about and, more importantly, discover new music. It's basically the map to this huge musical landscape. And sometimes, just to make things easier, we shorten these genre names into acronyms. These little shortcuts that become a part of how we talk about music all on their own.
A perfect example of this is R&B. I mean, think about it. When was the last time you heard someone say the full rhythm and blues? We just don't. It just goes to show you how language kind of grows and changes right alongside the music itself.
Okay, so now that we have that framework in mind, let's take a quick tour. We'll look at a few totally different genres and see what makes them sound the way they do.
First up, let's head down to the American South for some country music. This is a genre with really deep roots and a sound that you can recognize almost instantly.
At its heart, country music is all about telling a story, usually with an acoustic or steel guitar leading the way. But the thing that really gives it away, it's that vocal style called twang. It's this sort of nasal sound that comes from the accents in the American South, and it gives the music this totally unmistakable character. All right, let's switch gears completely. Now we're going to look at R&B, that acronym we were just talking about, and the vibe here is completely different. I mean, the name really says it all, rhythm and blues. It takes some of the cool, complex stuff from jazz and lays it on top of this powerful, groovy foundation from the drums and bass. It's a genre that's all about feeling. You've got this smooth melody interacting with a beat you just can't ignore. Okay, hope you're ready, because it's time to turn things up. Our next stop is metal, a style of music known for being, well, powerful and intense. In metal is a perfect example of how one single genre can be incredibly diverse. It's not just one sound. It's this huge umbrella with tons of subgenres underneath it. You got power metal, gothic metal, and so many more. Each one has its own unique twist, but they all share that heavy rock foundation with, distorted guitars and really powerful drumming. And for the final stop on our little tour, let's check out a genre that completely changed the game in the late 20th century, hip-hop. The way hip-hop started was just revolutionary. It grew out of funk and soul, and the pioneers actually used turntables like they were instruments. They would take these old records, find a cool drum part, and loop it to create something brand new. Because it started with that focus on the breakbeat, the whole style is super beat-heavy. The rhythm is front and center, always. So we've got genres, but there's another whole language around music, especially when you throw competition into the mix. Like on those music game shows and contests, there's a whole set of phrases that pop up to describe those really intense, high-stakes moments. You hear this one all the time, right? It's when a contestant decides to go for it and take a huge risk. The second you hear someone say it, you know the tension in the room just went way up. Double or nothing is the ultimate all-in moment. You're basically betting everything you've already won on one last challenge. If you pull it off, you double your prize. But if you fail, you walk away with nothing.
So what happens when it's just too close to call? Two competitors, same exact score. How do you decide who wins? You need a tiebreaker. A tiebreaker is that one last test. It's specifically designed to separate the pack and give you one single undisputed champion. It is literally the round that decides everything. And that leads us right to our final phrase. It's that critical moment in a game where everything, absolutely everything, comes down to one person's performance. Yup, when you hear "the pressure is on," it means the weight of the whole world is on somebody's shoulders. The final note, the final answer, it's all up to them. No pressure, right? Okay, so we've got labels for sounds, we've got phrases for competition, but if we kind of zoom out from all of that, what's music really all about? What's the point? Well, I think it comes down to something much more human. It's about connection and it's about feeling.
Just think about this little story of a boy named Adam. It really gets to the core of it all. He didn't have any fancy instruments, just a homemade drum. But he learned that sound is really just a way to carry a story, to carry an emotion. It's a great reminder that music, at its heart, isn't about being perfect. It's about sharing a piece of who you are and connecting with other people.
And really, that's the thing to take away from all this. The genres we love, the songs we have on repeat, they're not just background noise, are they? They're the soundtrack to our lives. So the question I want to leave you with is this: what story does your soundtrack tell about you?